Who joins chat? It'll update in the dot Discord too. My go live notification. So yeah, pull it up on your phone so you can see. I got the DarkBrue podcast, our graphic as the background. I snuck us onto the two parts where our heads normally are.
How cool is that, man?
We did it. We're here. We're live.
We've made it.
Does it sound okay? But he's not louder than I'm not louder than him.
It sucks, man. My throat's all fucked up, so might have to keep clearing it.
How dare you? How dare you be a human?
God damn it.
Unbelievable.
This is Darkside coming at you with Brew Crew.
Oh, Stanty, what's up? Welcome in.
Yeah, we're fancy like that.
He's louder than I am.
Uh-oh. I'm away from my mic today, too. So, like, I'm just going to keep it at a distance. But I got that nasally, like, bass in my chest. So.
How about now? How we sounding now, crew? Bow, bow, meow, meow, meow. That's a pretty sick back. That looks pretty good on the thumbnail preview.
Yeah, dude.
All sound good. Cool. Stanty says we're sounding good. We love that.
Thank you, Stanty. And Alexa, it's great to have our engineering team helping us out.
No, so Twitch won't let me simul-stream. One of the things that I was going to bring up on the podcast today, the outrage in the Twitch community at the moment.
By simul-stream, like, specifically, what do you mean?
I can't be streaming to Twitch and any other platform at the same time.
Wow. Now, what if I am, though, and I'm on your stream?
That I don't know. But I would imagine you're not allowed to either. If one of those platforms you're multi-streaming to is Twitch.
Like, they just don't want to see it, like, on your feed, like, or
you could be multi-streaming if you're not streaming on Twitch. But I could not be because I am the one currently streaming to Twitch.
I got you. I mean, there's ways to check probably if you were logged in or if you weren't showing the other stream, like on your stream. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a bunch of issues back when Disrespect got kicked off of Twitch and streamers couldn't even have him audio, let alone video, featured on Twitch at any given way. Kind of wild. All right. Well, I think we got audio figured out. You want to jump right in?
Yeah. You know,
love it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DarkBrue podcast. We're doing live. Hey, Ma, we're live.
Watch us fuck it up in real time.
Watch the discombobulation of Dark and Brew in real time.
Yeah. And those that have heard the podcast, like, I cut out so much shit. I mean, our editor...
our editor, and, Steve.
Steve. I forgot his name, so thank you. Yeah, like, so much, like little dead air and stuff, or, like, whatever. So this will be interesting to see how boring we can be in live time today.
Hopefully no dead air. We got this. But let's jump in. Here's
spitting out bullshit.
here's the intro.
DarkBrue, Dark and Brew. The
podcast live.
I couldn't hear it, but I felt it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you. Thank you for being here live for our first ever live show. And Dark,
Uh-huh.
I got a lot of
Yeah.
topics for today, buddy. There has
There's
been
a lot going on.
a
A
large
I mean,
amount.
it's almost like 3 gaming expos happened in 1 week. And a new DLC's coming out for the whole reason we do this podcast. It's crazy.
I'll be honest, I'm a little overwhelmed. If we want
Really?
to start there, there are so many games to play that I want to play, let alone games out in the universe.
Mhm.
That where am I going to find the time, Darkside? I have to still work my standard career 40 hours a week job, let alone
Well,
jump into fun stuff.
let me just transition this into a call out to your Twitch supporters to give you a full-time job of gaming, so you don't have these anxieties anymore. It's a lot, right. I know, I kind of feel what you're feeling. There's a lot going on, but I don't feel like it's like insurmountable. It's rare that one of these things comes along too, like one of these expos that I'm just like, oh my god, that was whoa. And again this year, I mean, there's some cool shit, but I can't remember just being like, oh man, just like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? I gotta play all this shit. But we'll see. There's some cool stuff, and we'll talk about it here soon. Um,
I'm excited. I mean, you're right. We're the summer of news, but I know the console wars don't exist anymore. But if I had to pick a winner, and admittedly I'm biased, Xbox was just wow, and PlayStation some good games. I didn't lose my shit over much though. Spider-Man looked
Yeah.
really cool. I'll give him that, and that little gameplay snippet that they did was dope.
yeah, you're right. There's not console wars because there's a clear leader. um, yeah, like PlayStation had what? Prince of Persia, um, some PlayStation gear, like the new like the
The
VR2, right?
And the handheld.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The handheld, and I got into a discussion with Alexa here at home, and I said, well, why would Xbox or PlayStation come out with their own hardware? At this point, if you've truly mastered this cloud gaming, what use do you have to develop your own hardware piece for it when every smart device out there in the world could already be your screen? I mean, why would you need to develop your own? Computing power, okay, perhaps. You can do more with a physical devoted device.
I mean, has PlayStation really entered the world of like the advancement of streaming technology as far as PlayStation goes?
So there's a caveat, at least from what I've experienced, because I try to remote play on my PlayStation so that I can play ESO on the go, Avi. But I have to be on the same Wi-Fi network, meaning I have to just be in the house. I can't access the PlayStation, but somewhere else in the house, I could potentially stream my PlayStation on my phone. But as soon as I leave my own Wi-Fi, well, that makes zero sense to me. Like, that's 90% of the reason I want this. Okay, there's a couple nice use cases at home. I'm thinking, that TV's hogged. I maybe want to play my PlayStation still, and so I can curl up on the couch and play. But I want to play while I'm away from my Wi-Fi.
If you're on a plane or something, you
right.
You do.
Even if I'm at a different place with different Wi-Fi, it won't connect, saying you have to be on the same Wi-Fi in order to remote play my PlayStation, which I find is wild. So, chat, if there is a way to do it, let me know or comment below how I'm supposed to be able to remote play PlayStation.
PlayStation, strike 4. No, I didn't really catch a lot of the PlayStation events, but I do watch a lot of and read a lot of sources that I kind of jive with, and usually as a matter of fact, PlayStation like supporters, PlayStation like you know, big time fanatics were, like, Xbox did a lot better. you know, um, you know, you want to talk about some of the stuff? Did you see
Yeah,
what
we
is
can
it?
jump in.
The Summer Game Fest. Did you check that out the other day? I think it was Thursday.
I did
Um,
not. That I did miss.
okay, so you didn't see Nicolas Cage come out. Did you see what he's going to be in?
Mm-mm.
Um, Dead by Daylight. Nicolas Cage is in Dead
Oh,
by
cool.
Daylight. And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh man, cool! He's gonna be one of the new monsters."
Right.
Of course not. He's a survivor or whatever. But like, that's literally like my first impression. I was like, "Oh man, I don't give a shit." And he looks awful. His character model looks gross. Um, and he came out on the stage for like 1 second. He was like, "What's up, fans?" Or Keanu like stayed and like interacted with the fans. He came in for a little
Keanu,
bit.
man.
You're amazing. Um, yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. Uh, but he came out and did his little thing, talked to Jeff Keighley for a second, and then was like, "All right, later." And he was just like, yes to the crowd, like, it's like, okay. I'm glad he could fit in the 10 minutes to drive downtown LA the day. Um, a new Twisted Metal's coming out, Baldur's Gate 3. We've got,
I
what else?
see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Which I that confused me because like Final Fantasy VII already had the remake, right? A couple years ago.
A remake, buddy. I don't know.
Um, I think it's extra stuff, man. I didn't even play the remake. I played the original back in the day. It's pretty cool back then, but I've never been into Final Fantasy really that much. Not
Hmm.
since the days of early first edition Nintendo. And it's changed a lot since then.
Some people in chat saying a new 7 would be nice. I mean, there's got to be a market
I
for
mean,
it if they're doing it
put
again.
one out every year. Put one
Yeah,
out
I
every
mean,
year.
like,
People love that fucking game. Like love that shit, man.
I mean, like, as long as there's some gaps in between and there are some jumps in whether it's the video quality or, connectivity or some
Maybe they add some
improvement
new
made.
stuff to it. Maybe it's not just
Or
because like if you're putting out the same thing that you put out 2 years ago, that doesn't make any sense.
doesn't make a bunch of sense now.
No, it's this things that says it's a compilation of every story told in the Final Fantasy VII universe, which I guess the remake from 2021 did not have everything. So I can understand
Oh,
that.
a complete remake. Gotcha.
Whatever.
I see
Cool.
Fortnite also announced its Transformers crossover this season.
Hmm.
Interesting. I'll play as Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I bet you will.
There's a second Alan Wake.
Yeah, that was
It's the
interesting to
gameplay.
me because that's been what was that 2009 or something that it came out. So it's like nobody was expecting that.
October 17th. That's not too terribly far away. That's a this year release, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I might check that out.
Star Trek Infinite was announced.
Mm-hmm. Which you know what, Star Trek needs some cool games. I remember a guy I worked with a few years ago, like was like, "Hey man, you need to check out this Star Trek MMO." I can't remember the name of it. I think it's probably free to download in the Xbox Game Store and PlayStation. I don't know, but man, it sucked. It was not fun at all. It was not good. But I could appreciate that being like a cool thing. I'm not a huge Trek fan, but like, it's I get it. I get why Trekkies are into it, and they deserve something cool from that, especially in this time of everything or most things. You get a cool edition of it in the video game form, hopefully. So we'll see.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not my type of game, but I think it'll still do well. The Star Trekkies are, it's a big fan base. I gotta imagine there's something There's something there.
Yeah, and it'll draw in, people that aren't necessarily like huge fans. Like I said, I'll probably check it out if I hear some good things about it. I'll be like, all right, see what it's all about. There is actually a Star Trek game that has come out recently. It was more like a Telltale. It was like narrative driven.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I was watching somebody stream that, and I was like, okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't play that, but I'm like, all right.
Definitely talked
I
about those narrative-driven games before and how there's a market for those, and it can be interesting when done right.
I love the Telltale games. When they went away, when they went kaput in was it 2016 or something, I got really upset. And then they came back to life, like the phoenix from the ashes. And I'm excited to see, hopefully sometime soon, all the new shit they've been working on for the last couple years. And Baldur's Gate 3 introduces Jason Isaacs as a major villain. That's Lucius Malfoy, by the way, the actor that played.
Finally, getting some more work.
Lucius.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I can't remember seeing.
Oh, and Captain Hook. He played Lucius Malfoy and Captain Hook.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so answer me this though. So I'm reading about the 2023 Summer Game Fest, but I'm seeing here debuts of TV shows. Does TV shows have any right to be any of these game expos or game?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Was The Witcher a game or a TV show first?
See, now it's blurred for The Witcher. Absolutely, and it's stuff that can be related to games. But still, it's a show, so do you advertise it? I get it, the money. There's Witcher has money.
I get to look at Henry Cavill, so
that's
okay.
true.
No, I mean I get what you're saying, and you don't want to cross that line too much. And I think they're very aware of that kind of shit. And hopefully, they keep it like at least like genre. Like, okay, this isn't something just totally different. What was there anything besides The Witcher that they were doing with that?
Twisted Metal is debuting on Peacock on July 27th.
That's a TV show now? Is it like live action or is it CG?
It looks like a lot of CGI.
I mean, I'm thinking in my head, like, dude, the budget for a Twisted Metal show, if it wasn't CG, well, I mean, with CG, it's going to be a lot, but
just
okay,
interesting.
Yeah,
interesting that they would combine them with a game festival.
Well, in the streaming market now too, there's so many like new ways everybody's streaming. Everybody got into the streaming shit over the last few years, right? All these different media companies. So, this doesn't like surprise me. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to happen, but man, I get it. But I don't think any of us want to see, some saturation of bullshit like that, like flood in like a bunch of TV shows and shit. But they're gonna try to make as much money as they can, and they're gonna try stuff, games into shows, ideas. Some are failed.
I hope they work. You got to pick the major games though. You can't do it with some of these half-ass, more minor games.
Twisted Metal's weird because that hasn't been like a game, like a new game in 20 years or more. Oh yeah, Will Arnett. I saw him. Yeah, he was on the Game Fest. He looked like shit too. He was like somewhere else, but like the camera, it's like he didn't give a shit that day.
That dude is so busy these days. Will Arnett's, I feel like, can just so much stuff.
Didn't he host that Lego show?
Yep.
Something?
Lego Masters.
He does a bunch of voiceover work.
He was the voiceover for Reese's for a while. Loved that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Little
People love Will Arnett.
People love Will Arnett. It's a good humor. The other thing is I'm reading here that kind of interests me. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 reveals co-op. Did you ever do any Warhammer? I had a
No.
Warhammer game when I was younger. It was only one game I ever owned about Warhammer, but I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun.
Was it 40K?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because there's like the space shit that's like 40K, which is like 40,000 years in the
Right.
future, and then there's Warhammer like Vermintide, which is like the fantasy, like medieval.
No, it was
shit.
definitely the 40K ish.
Yeah, yeah. I got a buddy that's into that, like into like some of the RTS games, like with ship combat, and he watches a lot of like the lore videos and shit. But
Cool.
I'm just like I
I've
got
read some
enough
of their
lore
books.
in my life.
Case back there. I got some books. Books?
Yeah, some
Read
of
a
those
couple.
ideas I think are really cool, and I mean, people love Warhammer, man. The Warhammer fans, yeah. So yeah, cool. Black Desert Online expansion gets a new trailer.
I'm sure that's good
I've
for the
been
Black Desert
I've been
Online.
tempted. I've been tempted out of boredom, like so many times to just see
Do I
what it's
try
like. And
it?
dude, I've started it up like and just deleted or just like I've never even got to like the title screen. Like,
Ow.
not that I know people like it and everything. And that's great. Um,
I played Neverwinter for a little bit before I
yeah,
found
yeah, that's
ESO.
Forgotten Realms, baby. That's my old favorite D&D campaign setting.
Yeah.
It's cool, like Baldur's Gate 3.
Full
Mhm.
circle, baby. It full
That's what we
full
do here.
circle.
That's what we do here. We do that.
That was planned. Absolutely.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We're reading cue cards. I shouldn't have told y'all that. Damn.
Steve's behind the camera for each of us, just scrolling through them.
Yes.
Sorry, Steve. We went off track there, buddy.
Yeah, me and Brew are actually in the same room. You'd never be able to tell. We've got the lighting and everything perfect. Um, I see this Pal World. It says Pal World is like Pokemon, but with guns.
With guns.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I'm not sure. To me, that's jarring to have that sort of like fun, happy art style, cutesy, and then we're gonna add in some badass guns too.
Well,
They clash for me.
do Pokemon kill each other with their magic and shit?
Yeah, with their abilities.
Okay, well, this ability is
You pull out a minigun.
I mean, as somebody that's not a huge Pokemon fan, I'm kind of like, man, I wouldn't mind seeing like Charizard blown away by a shotgun, or whatever.
There's a game about collecting monster friends and then equipping them with guns. Comes to early access in January. That's something.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pokemon's like a humongous thing to like even try to clone or copy or go against, right? Like successfully. I mean, I don't even know about any of the competitors. I'm sure most don't do as well. So,
R.I.P. Digimon.
oh yeah, did you? I don't. I've heard that word before, and I didn't care. But
Couldn't keep up.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I couldn't. Oof. Well, let's move it along. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando review.
New COD season. Who cares?
Yeah. Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria is coming. That kind of looks a little cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been wowed by Lord of the Rings games.
Well, it's because I don't think there's truly like a truly great one. The Lord of the Rings MMO is still going strong, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like
I don't know about strong, but there's still an active population there.
Yeah.
I like
I've never
Battle
had
for
a
Middle
desire to play it.
Earth, where it was like Age of Empires RTS styled, just with Lord of the Rings stuff. And I thought, well, this is kind of fun then. This is kind of cool.
Huh.
But
Yeah.
other than that,
yeah, it's just like it seems like it's one of those awesome franchises that can't get a good video game, and that's
Shadow of
you know.
Mordor? Did you play Shadow of Mordor?
Okay, yeah, actually, I love those games. Shadow of War, is it Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor? I think um two of them, and they're great. They're great, but it's like it's very it's a story, specific story, which is fine. You don't really see hobbits or a lot of the maybe things you might want to see from like Lord of the Rings. You do get to kill a shitload of orcs, which is really cool.
Always satisfying.
The combat, yeah, because it was like the Batman Arkham Asylum basically combat system. And then they had the Nemesis system, right? So like you fighting this orc, you fuck him up, uh he comes back later and he's pissed at you, whatever. Or if he beats you, he levels up. And now when you fight him next time, he's got like bonuses over you. I always thought that was pretty cool, right?
Oh, that is
They
interesting.
copyrighted that. Yeah, oh yeah, dude. And you would kill somebody, you'd be like, yeah, I chop their head off, chop all their limbs off, and burn them, and they come back, and you're like, what the fuck? You could drive them insane. You could, instead of I think banishing them or whatever, you could embarrass them, shame them, and they could go mad if you do it enough times because you will encounter these orcs like over and over again. It was fun. It made for some
That's super
you know
different. Yeah.
yeah, it was cool. Highly suggest playing at least the second one of those games. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to take a look, see if it's on Game Pass.
I think it is. I think it is. Still is. Yeah.
I mean,
Highly recommend.
almost everything that they announced in the Xbox game announcements today, showcase, sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Almost
Right.
everything was like, oh, and it's coming to Game Pass day one. And you're like, oh, cool, I don't even have to buy it.
That's crazy to me because then you go like you compare it to PlayStations,
Right.
and it's like
$60 if you
what-
want this, $60 if you
what's
want
e-
this, $60.
what's even on PlayStation Plus besides a bunch of old games they stuck on there like
They copied Xbox's Games with Gold, where you get like 3 pretty niche games free every month.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, like, another reason why Xbox, I think, is just so much better. Look at all this stuff, and hey, if you have Game Pass, you get to play it as soon as it's ready. Like,
Yeah.
who needs to go buy the game? Now, you're welcome to still. Like, Starfield, I will still be purchasing Starfield. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm debating it. I watched it. I'm probably going to watch it again on YouTube tonight. Because I didn't get I need to really focus on the details that they're showing in the gameplay stuff
Yeah.
too. Like I want to see
Yeah.
more of that.
It's
The
important
first
to
time
know
I'm
that,
just
like,
letting it just wash over me, baby. Just wash right over me. All this beautiful Starfield. But for people who are maybe like, "Oh, like it's a big game, but I don't know if I'll buy it for 60 or 80 bucks." Okay, it's coming to Game
Well.
Pass, baby.
yeah.
And now your experience may not be quite as clean. I'll tell you what, Game Pass is even cloud gaming is top tier
It's gotten
compared to
better.
like other stuff. I mean, there was some. It's not perfect.
No, but it's definitely improved since Game Pass streaming was instituted, and
It's gonna keep getting better. I'd have to imagine.
yeah, I mean, if there's a game I really want to play, even if it's just to check it out, I can't stand input lag. It fucking drives me like crazy. So I usually download it anyway, make some room. But if it's like a smaller game that isn't as demanding, I'll stream it for a little while. Just check out this bullshit game I'm probably never gonna play again. But I can't help but think about the PlayStation, the people that only have like a PlayStation, and they're just like looking over like.
You think there are many of those people left? Solo.
Absolutely, man.
Like so many people have
Absolutely.
multiple platforms now.
That's true, but there's a shitload of people out there that maybe can't afford or maybe just don't want to invest in multiple systems because they don't have the time, so they have one console. They love PlayStation, or Xbox, and I just feel so bad for those PlayStation people right now because it's like Well, for the VR, they were like, and Beat Saber. Beat Saber's been out. It's
Sick.
just like,
That's the big release of Beat Saber.
dude, that it's like, come on. But it's not total shit. Like I was telling you before we started going live. Spider-Man. Like I don't have a PlayStation, you know, right now. Uh, but the Spider-Man was like, oh man, because you know,
I thought you had a
God of
PS4.
I don't think they're making it for PS4.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought you still had a
No, they
PlayStation
stopped.
though.
Yeah, I do. They stopped making everything for that. So
Yeah.
you know,
And is it gonna convince you to buy a PlayStation 5 though? Just Spider-Man?
dude, no, absolutely not. That's my whole thing. I'm like, how many things does Xbox have right now to entice people?
Yeah.
Like a lot of different things. What is PlayStation offering? It's like, like the God of War. Like I love the God of War series, and I know it's amazing that the two newer games that have come out, but uh, it wasn't one of those things. That was like, oh, I've got to have a PlayStation to do that because that's just one game, pretty much. That's kind of why I haven't pulled the trigger like on a Switch. It's because like I don't know if I'll get in and be wanting to play that many titles. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, all that shit is amazing. Um, but it's gonna be there. Like you were saying, there's so much shit. There's so much shit.
It is
And,
important that you made a good point though. It's still gonna be there. It's still. It's
and
not
it'll
like
be
it's going
cheaper.
away. It'll be
Probably.
cheaper potentially.
I just like put stuff off and then I get to it later, and it's usually cheaper and it's usually easier to get.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. If I really want to get in it in that moment, um, I'll go watch somebody with some gameplay or whatever. And if then that really gets me going for something, okay. But yeah, self control, man.
Yeah.
God,
So
sucks you have it.
to jump over to the Xbox Game Showcase, I mean the first thing, a new Xbox, a new Series S coming in black, not white, with a terabyte of storage, whereas the original Series S when it came with 512 giggies.
Is that the only upgrade for that?
Yes.
A black color and storage space. But that's cool. How much did they say it was?
So it's going to be $349, $50 for that extra 512 gigs, pretty much. Which, compared to what you're going to have to pay for an external hard drive, it's a little less. The article I'm reading says the Western Digital cards start at $80 for 512 gigs. So, go Xbox.
The S has been out. S and X have been out what, 2.5 years? Was it end of 2020?
Yeah, November of 2020.
Okay. I'm a little surprised they didn't lower the price a little bit, but whatever.
I would like to see some good sales on the original S. I might scoop one then.
Yeah.
Because if they're now going to be pushing this 1 terabyte one, let me scoop a 512, and that's now my travel Xbox, because I've been looking for one. But, $300 is still a lot to spend on just a travel console. But if I can find a nice deal for it, now we're talking.
Yeah. Maybe expect it this fall some. I could see that happening.
It's dropping on September 1st, which is just in time for Starfield, Forza, getting in on some of the greats. Not that it's ever a bad time to release a console, but they'd like to do it in the fall for sure. Right before that
I'm a little
season.
angry. I'm a little mad at Blizzard. I'm a little mad at Blizzard right now.
Oh, because of the announcement.
But honestly, because of Overwatch, and then it reminded me of Blizzard just being a bastard like throughout the years in different ways, just here and there. I just it left a bad taste in my mouth because they're like, all right, we just told you the whole reason Overwatch 2 was made is gone. We're not working on that anymore. But here's all this cool stuff, yeah. And it's like, fuck you. Our good friend Red Foxtail, who we've had on the podcast before, kind of feels the same way. And didn't they have the Activision a little merger here? Anyway, I don't know, man. I mean, whatever. It's not gonna make me stop playing Overwatch, but I haven't been playing as much lately. And I haven't rushed out to get Diablo 4 either. Even though it really looks amazing.
Oh, Diablo 4 is quite incredible, buddy.
You've been playing a lot. I think our friend Gerb's gonna get that. He was telling me last night. He's like, I don't think I'm gonna get that.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
dude.
a lot, not as much as I would like, because I have my ESO responsibilities.
Yeah, I know.
But it's been taking, like, if I were to, I've done ESO for a while, and I say, okay, what am I picking up? I'll be honest, I'm picking it up over Tears of the Kingdom, which I have yet to beat as well. But Diablo is just so much more like, I'm just loving it that much more that it's just like, no, I wanted to go jump into Diablo. I want to rank my character up. I'm trying to get to 50. I'm trying to get to the World Tier 3, get some delicious loot. Like, until I reach that, like, okay, I'm past 50 and I have a super geared out tune that I love, then I may start cooling on Diablo. But until then, like, I'm just like questing, come on, I want to keep moving.
Blizzard has figured out video game heroin.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, inject it into me, baby. This Diablo 4, and it's so MMO-esque.
It's beautiful too.
It's
beautiful. The sound design. It's just like it the senses. It just appeals like to everything. And what a great just hack and slash genre game. Which
but
I
the
love.
story is gripping.
And it's the CG is beautiful.
Oh, it's visceral and gorgeous. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
It's got a mood to it. The different areas and stuff. It's like, dude, this is what it's all about. Like, good job, Blizzard, on that. Like, I gotta hand it to them.
It's
fucking assholes.
It's been a long time coming, but it seems to be releasing super well, playing very well. Now, of course, King of the Forest, one of our good friends from the Dynasty, has been playing a lot of it. Keeps us up to date with the different, bugs, server crashes. Keeping us in the loop about some of the maybe issues of the game. But overall, for launch of such a major game, I'm giving it an A. Like you did it.
Hey,
Minimal issues.
There were some isolated incidents, but did you hear about Whoopi Goldberg?
Did I hear about what? I'm sorry.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh.
All right. Tweeted out. She said, "What the hell, Blizzard? Why didn't you make Diablo for us Apple people? We want to play it on our Apples." That's what I think is what she said. Which, Whoopi Goldberg, everybody knows, is a big Diablo head. But that was, I think one of the devs for Blizzard was like, that was the last thing I expected to hear today. Blasted by Whoopi Goldberg. But it did make me think. I was like, yeah, I wonder why they didn't make it for Mac. Oh, well, because they didn't care. I don't know. But, yeah, Diablo 4. Everybody loves it. One of those things everybody loves. And
living up to the hype.
I get it. Played the demo twice and was like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
Speaking of Blizzard, did you see the Overwatch 2 announcement? The one that happened today on the stream?
I didn't get to digest a lot of it. I saw that it was coming up and stuff, but I knew that there was some content stuff coming out soon. So I kind of was just like, well, I'll check that out. You want to fill me in on the deets? Did you get the deets?
Yeah, I got some of them, but I'm a little salty about Overwatch as well right now. It's fallen down my list of games I want to play. Because this just felt like a Band-Aid to cover over the fact that they just announced that PvE is not truly coming. Oh, but look, in the new season, we have story missions and a new co-op mode and PvP, a new different type of
Fuck you,
PvP.
Blizzard.
And it's like, while that's all great, I still can't get that taste out of my mouth from the announcement you just made that, look, PvE's never truly coming to Overwatch. And so why do we have Overwatch 2? You should have
Dude.
kept Overwatch, the original, and updated that.
You know what I feel like, and I have no way of knowing if this is true. I feel like in my heart, they were like, "Oh man, we want to make Diablo 4 so great." Pulled a bunch of people off the Overwatch team, and then it went to shit.
Huh? Could
Probably
be.
didn't happen that way. Probably didn't happen that way, but in my like workings in my mind, I'm like, assholes. Yeah, you said it. Like the band-aid to just be like, hey, no, the guy that was bad. Though, I look at all this cool shit, you know. It's like, yeah,
Look at
whatever.
all this cool shit.
Yeah, you want us to check out the Blizzard store. I know that.
Yep.
Why don't you make skins $5 a piece?
Yeah, make it cheaper. Is that the average price for skins? I feel like even in Fortnite, they're much more expensive than that.
No, they're way more expensive. It's like $20 to get.
I meant like market standard, not what their current standard is.
But
Market standard's what? $10? $15?
it depends on what market. Like I don't know. There's different models, right? You
Smite's
can
trying to charge you like $50 for a skin, like the top tier ones. No way.
Well, I think Pale was saying today. Our good friend was saying he spent like I think $60 or $70 Diablo last night on like two things.
Sheesh.
Oh,
Sheesh.
yeah. You know, we live in ESO land where we can we play it so much and stuff. We can kind of, I don't know. If you want to go out and buy a bunch of crown crates, you can.
Right.
Or you can save up gold like I do, and just every now and then use the gold you made in game.
Theoretically, you can earn the currency if you really want it.
Mm-hmm. If it's something I really want, I just use the crowns that I save up from paying for Plus. You know. So I guess
Nice
that's
little
kind of how they
perk.
get you with Plus. Because Overwatch, you don't have to buy the battle pass. It's not unplayable. ESOs, if you want to play it a lot, it's kind of unplayable without Plus after a bit.
A lot of your time is spent inventory management instead of actually playing the game.
I don't think I could figure out a way to do that. Even
That's just because we're loot fiends. You would just have to pass on a huge variety of loot. Just don't pick it up.
Like your crafting bag holds how much stuff? It's just like
Hundreds and hundreds of slots.
Yeah.
Either way.
But yeah.
More excited stuff from the Xbox Game Show. I mean, the games that came out of this. I was impressed by a lot.
Give me another one.
Cities Skylines. Maybe not the biggest launch, but I thought kind of an impressive city building game from the gameplay trailer that they had. And it's coming to Game Pass. A quick and easy game to try out.
It's not the one on Game Pass right now. It's a new one.
City Skylines 2. I don't know. Is it already?
I don't know if it's 2.
It's an October 24th release date, so I'm guessing the 1 is already out, but 2 is coming out.
They just put 1 out on Game Pass like a couple months ago, I believe.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah. Some people like love that game. Did you ever play SimCity?
Exactly it. I've played SimCity, and I played
Yeah.
other Roller Coaster Tycoon. I've played Zoo Tycoon. Like I've
You're
played these
god of the town.
gaming, management games, and I thought, wow, this looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fun
First thing I look for, the disasters. To
game.
destroy my city.
What? How can I destroy this?
Hey, everything's going great, huh? Not anymore. Yeah.
And the other kind
That's
of
cool.
less exciting one, the flight simulator with new features and stuff. Did you see this? You can be
Microsoft,
like a
Flight
rescue
Simulator?
chopper. You can be like a VIP private jet. They're adding a Dune crossover, so you get like one of these Dune machines.
Dude, I'm telling you, Microsoft is doing it right, and that they're going to continue that game. And eventually, I'm telling you, they have the whole world. You can go anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And it's all rendered. you can go to your street and it may not, you might see your house there. It doesn't look exactly like it, but I'm saying one day they're gonna keep that and build on it. And I
Mm.
think they're gonna like do the solar system. And I think it's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger.
It's like the
Really
realistic data map that you could pull from for like
Yes.
an overlay of a game. Like you just have like, oh, it's Sims within the Microsoft kind of universe UI, which is just like the Earth UI in digital form.
Yeah, like they Google helped them out. Like it's amazing. I I just flew around that. I flew around like people's. I'd be like, "Where do you live?" Like people in our guild. I'm like, "I'm gonna fly over your house." They're like, what the fuck is this maniac talking about? And I would. So I'd go check out like their area and be like, "Oh, cool." I flew over your town up in Pennsylvania and was like, "Okay, I get to lay the land, see how things are." I flew over to Philly just to see how far that was. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this looks like this would be shit traffic after a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flew over to Jersey after that. Like it was so fucking cool. I think that's neat. Call me a nerd. I don't care. It's fucking awesome. Like there's nothing else like that out there.
There really
It's
isn't.
that detailed and amazing. Like it's incredible.
So they're adding, different type of flight vehicles and reasons to be flying. You know, if you're on the ocean.
Air balloons. Whoa.
Yeah.
That seems a little boring to me, but I mean, put it in there. Put everything
Why
you
not?
can in there.
Yeah.
Aviation. Yeah. Do it. Very
Yeah.
cool.
The new teaser trailer for Fable.
What is it called?
I just saw a Fable. Just a Fable reboot.
Just Fable?
I don't know if that's the official title of it.
Fucking Peter Molyneux, man. I wonder if it'll have a bunch of promises that doesn't fulfill on, like the first Fable did.
Yeah, so we'll see, but there was no date.
That's cool.
But they did say that it's coming to Game Pass on day one. Hey, another great Game Pass game.
Fable's huge, man. People love Fable. It became a real big franchise. Cool. There's a couple of games that like so Obsidian, which is a developer or a studio that I love. They've done a bunch of cool shit. Fallout New Vegas. I think they did Outer Worlds recently. They've just done a bunch of cool shit. And they have a new game coming out called Avowed.
Oh yeah.
First person RPG. I didn't really get to
very fantasy-ish.
Oh, it's in the Pillars of Eternity universe. Okay, so Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 are on Game Pass. And they're heavy like RPGs, like PC. So it's like they had to do the UI different because it's meant for like a mouse to like grab everybody in your team and like move them here and there and do a bunch of shit. But that's cool. Obsidian's cool, so I'm sure that'll be cool. Star Wars Outlaws looks cooler though.
Yeah, were you excited to see another Star Wars game already?
Yes, and I mean I think there should be tons of them, right? I mean, come on, like the '90s had more Star Wars games than we do right now, like literally. But it's Ubisoft too, and I like. Okay, Ubisoft, I have like mixed feelings on, but they do make a beautiful open world game. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this, like how it comes off. It's set between the events of Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Your name's Kay Vest. That's such a fucking Star Wars name. Gay Vest, an emerging scoundrel seeking freedom. All right, cool. Fighting crime syndicates and all right. So yeah,
About it.
Dash Rendar, basically.
And you saw another Rancor in the video, the hype trailer. Man, we can't get enough in the Star Wars universe of that Rancor.
Give me all the Rancors, man. Put one on a spaceship. Show me what happens with that shit. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's neat. Give me all the Star Wars stuff because there's going to be a good amount of it that's not super amazing. I mean, Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order, amazing games, amazing games. But you know, I like to see some difference too, because it's a big, unique universe with a lot of different stuff. So hopefully that'll be cool. What does it say? It's that's not coming out till 2024 anyway. So
We got some time.
put
There
that
were
in
a
the
good
back
number of
pocket.
the 2024 release dates that it's like, okay, well, thanks for tickling my penis a little bit, but
Yeah.
give me the juicy stuff this year.
hmm Hellblade 2, which I don't care, but I didn't beat the first one. I played a little bit of it. It's like, okay, yeah, this is what it's like to have schizophrenia. Cool, cool. We got the Cyberpunk 2077 DLC trailer, which
Ah,
what is it? Idris Elba was in it. I knew he's supposed to be in. Yeah, yeah. So that's cool. You know what I would have rather heard some content about, like some Elden Ring DLC. Not that I don't like Cyberpunk, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. Didn't really excite me. But that's cool. Keanu Reeves is back for the expansion as well, so there you go. There you
You
go.
would have thought off the success of Elden Ring, we would have been trying to capitalize on it, or maybe they are, and it's just they're keeping it quiet for right now.
Well, you know, From Software, like, just I think they were working on that robot game, like some the robot mech games they used to work on, and they're like working on the seventh part now. They're like, now that we've done that, that's what we're gonna go do. It's like, oh, okay, well, please do some more Elden Ring shit soon, please. Um, they gave the PvP arena, but I'm like, I didn't play that game for PvP, so anyway, that's neither here nor there. We got new Forza Motorsport
Big
fall
hype.
release date drop, which is cool, man. All the Forza games are fun. I kind of been into the Horizon, which is not as technical, not as simulation-y, but is so fun. Those games are so fun to go and do.
Still gorgeous games.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I love a good driving game that looks pretty. I really do. Like, it taps into that, I don't know, that adrenaline speed junkie kind of thing, in a game. The quick reaction times and racing. I do enjoy some of that. So I might check that out. Is that coming to Game Pass? I doubt that one's coming.
I don't think that one's coming to Game
Yeah,
Pass.
because they got to make their money somehow. But very cool.
Very cool. Did you see the Sea of Thieves is getting a DLC this summer?
Yeah, with the other pirate, the Guybrush Threepwood from what's that called? Monkey Island.
Monkey Island. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've played a couple of those games. That's cool. I mean, I, I think they're like, what's another pirate franchise we could like team up with? Let's see, Pirates of the Caribbean. No, we did that one.
Done. Check.
Yeah. Monkey Island. No. But that's cool. That's cool. It'd be cool if they give you a Guybrush like skin. I'm sure they'll have a bunch of stuff like that in there.
I should hope so.
So cool.
You know which trailer I got a bit of a chuckle out of was the Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
He wakes up on the beach naked in Cali. I'm sorry, Hawaii.
Uh huh.
I thought, oh, that's pretty humorous. That's clever.
I missed that, so I will have to. I'll have to check that out. I knew that game was coming down the pipe because I'm a big Yakuza fanboy. Like
Okay.
I've played the majority of the Yakuza games. I don't know if I've ever finished one, but I've definitely played like 6 or 7 of them. And this one, okay. Well, no, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of the one that he went back like 120 years or something in like 1800s, like Japan. Anyway, so this is like a modern thing in Hawaii. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Modern day. And I mean, the Twitch chat as I was watching was just hype over it.
People love that series. It's so good too. It's really entertaining. Like, and it's a beat 'em up. You go around beating ass, and the humor in it's like really good. It's quirky Japanese, but they do a good job of appealing to, I guess, American and European
A
sensibilities
more
too.
Western culture-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm seeing the naked. I'm seeing his butt right now.
You get a lot of ass cheeks. You don't get any dick though.
That's okay now, huh? We can have like CG ass
Yeah.
in ads. Cool. Awesome, dude.
I mean, there's just so
Well,
many games that we could. I mean, a lot of Eastern culture games. Persona 3, Persona 5.
hmm
There's
have you played any of the Persona games?
I haven't.
They're different.
The Dungeons of Hinterberg, I thought was interesting. And then the Don't Nod reveals climbing game, Jusant. I thought was kind of odd, but a fun art style. And it's literally the gameplay was just like a bunch of climbing.
This is on the Xbox thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't even make this website that I've gotten everything else off. Like I was like scrolling down. I got to the bottom. I was like, that's it. It's not even on here.
But I mean, the biggest news has to have been Starfield, right? Has to have been Starfield.
They had a whole extra show with our Lord and Savior Todd Howard looking beautiful in that angelic. Lie to me, Todd. Nobody else. Just
Todd,
you. Lie
tell
to
me whatever you want, and I will still just awe at you.
Tell me it's gonna come out on the date promised, and if it doesn't, I'll forgive you, Todd. I love you.
But wow. We have the release date, September 6th, I believe. Although if you
As of now,
pre-order,
yeah.
November or September 1st, 5 days early.
Not quite a whole year since it was first set to be released, which was like what November of last year.
Yeah, almost 12 months
Originally.
later, but we're only 10.
Do you remember when we had the podcast and we were like, I think it's gonna come out like March. It's gonna be like March.
Yeah, no, dude, it's got to be Q1 next year. Yeah.
At least by second.
It's almost ready.
No
It's
way.
almost ready.
Yeah.
But from the looks of it, if this is what it takes, the extra time for a game like this, it's what I want.
It better not have one bug.
It's gonna have $1,000 on
Yeah,
1,000
it does,
different
though.
worlds.
Right.
But that's okay.
Did you? Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And it's gonna work. It's not gonna be like a Cyberpunk launch situation because they actually didn't delay it, and I think smarter people have seen what can happen and are not gonna let that happen, especially Microsoft and Bethesda.
You take the hit up front. You take the backlash of delaying
you go,
a
hey,
game.
look, do you want a good game? Then chill. And people want this amazing game, and so they're like, okay. Did you see the controller and the headset?
Wow.
the limited edition.
The controller looks so legit. I want one real bad.
It looks kind of hokey to me. Like, and I wanted it like to look cool. I mean,
The headset I wasn't wowed by, but the controller I thought, wow, that's a good look to it.
About the controller though, or is it just the design? Like
it's just the coloring on it.
Yeah, cool.
But if you get the collector's edition, you get a watch and a cool little carrying case, and I think it's a smartwatch. Just connects your phone and everything. I'm considering buying the collector's edition, my guy. I'm considering it.
Brother, all power to you. Do it.
Now, there's not a lot of games I pre-order. This might be one of them.
Well, you can show it off on your stream too, on your channel.
Oh, I fully intend to just hog wild the Starfield. That's going to be a major issue with my ESO game time. I'm worried about, because I am going to just be like, Diablo's close. Okay. Starfield's going to just take me away.
It's okay.
To other worlds.
It's natural, bro. It's okay.
There's obligations, Darkside. Yeah, I have a responsibility.
You know to play Starfield a bunch. You owe it to yourself. It's gonna be amazing. will be interesting to see with all the people coming on the servers and playing it. Even it's not multiplayer or anything, but with all the different people doing all the different stuff in the games to see how breaking it is in
Yeah.
the first little bit.
Well, they said there's over 1,000 worlds. Most will be procedurally.
You're almost there.
Yeah, procedurally generated,
There you go.
and there'll be a couple, well, maybe more than a couple, that are really like hand touched because they're part of a main story or questing or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Seeing how
Huge.
some of that stuff can work, like No Man's Sky was like a big thing that
Yeah.
I used to say, like, I wanted a game like that since I was a kid. I wanted a game where I could go anywhere, I could take a spaceship and launch and go up into the outer space and not have load screens. And like go from one point to another and land in like real time or
Supposed to.
real fantasy time. Yeah. And I think No Man's Sky was the first game I ever played that got even close to that,
Yeah.
as bad as it was at launch, because all the things it promised it didn't have up front. But I don't think people are gonna overestimate this. I think it's gonna impress
I think
just
so
about
too.
everybody. Did you see the some of the ship handling and combat?
Oh
You can,
yeah, and
you can
direct the
dock
power to where you need it. You can board enemy ships.
and,
I
and
was like,
take it as
cool.
your own.
I'm gonna start screaming, "Full power to the guns! Full power!"
He doesn't have a crew.
But you do have a crew.
Oh, really?
You get a crew. Oh, throughout the game, you can have companions and people who work on your ship, who work at
that's cool.
outposts, who work at
I must have missed that.
different places as you acquire, and that feeling felt very Mass Effect-y, in that there are relationships and a lot more narrative, maybe romance inspired into the storyline, the story arc. And so I thought, wow, that's kind of Mass Effect-y, there's this huge overarching story that kind of combines all the worlds and the people you're interacting with on a regular basis. Hey, all right. Because you fucking Mass Effect.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, don't give me romance options in a game that beautiful without letting me see boobs. That's
Boobs.
my only demand at this point. Come on.
I want space boobs.
Yeah, dude, anti-gravity boobs.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Oh, that's another cool thing. It was the worlds have different biomes, and truly, they tried to make it realistic in a sense of how far you are from the main star of the system influences the biome of the planet.
It's like desolate and dark and freezing and awful, and it's like,
Right.
give me that. I actually want that. I don't know why. I know why.
There are absolutely some worlds I want to go see that. Some worlds I want to be bustling hubs of humanity, and they have that too, and everywhere in between.
Yeah.
You see all the different upgrades and stuff? There's like 5 skill trees. Each skill tree has, I don't know. Oh, thank you. We have multiple factions to take part of, skill trees to take advantage of, companions that have special abilities and perks, and there's traits when you're building a character.
No, I missed a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
I kind of want to, like, because I know I can't absorb it right now, and it'll be.
You
that
want it to
time.
flow fresh for the first time as you're building the character.
I'm gonna go back and watch this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go back and like you're gonna do and watch it a little bit more in detail. I just like or some of the streams I was watching. They were watching it, and I heard one of the. There's a female, not that matters, but she was like, this kind of feels like too much, because they were explaining all this little stuff, like jumping from point to point, and I was like, yeah, no, what? Give me as much complicated shit as you can, because that means more, and I want as much.
It gives us more of the details, more of the info, and maybe I won't be the one to dissect it all, but there are people out there who will and explain it in more detail for us, and show me everything.
The more Mexican content and things in a game means the more options it gives you for gameplay. It's kind of the way I think. That's great. More systems. Give me more systems, especially when it involves space and so much, area that you're traveling around and playing in. So
Can't wait to
I'm
acquire a bunch
wondering,
of different spaceships.
yeah, dude, like I wonder how many you can have. Can you have like
I'm gonna
100
be such a
spaceships?
pirate and just start heisting everybody's ship. This shit's mine. This ship's
Yeah,
mine. I'll
you're doing
take
that right
that. That
away,
looks nice. I'll take it over and take it back to
and
the
it's gonna be a.
hangar. Mine.
I want to get a rare achievement for that. Like, yeah, you fucking ship thief, motherfuckers.
Crafting
Yeah,
seems
dude.
expansive. The amount of materials and resources to craft with seems large.
Did you see? Was it Optimus Prime, the base, the lady that was showing some of the base building, and it was like this huge, like
Oh, I
robotic
think they
looking
were going
thing?
for like monkey-ish, but it was to prove a point that like you could make your ship look a lot different.
That was a ship.
That was a ship.
Oh, I thought.
And there was a
Okay.
lady who was saying that, oh, I like to make my ships look like animals. And like
Okay.
they showcased like some of the animal looking ships. And I, of course,
Okay.
am like, well, I want a dick ship. I need a big dick that's a ship. That sounds like something I need. Two big balls, big
Absolutely.
old cock, and a nice head on top.
The balls hold your fuel.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And it's might not be a cargo freighter. It'd be fun to fuck around in. Just add it to the garage, add it to the hangar of available ships. Take the dick ship out every once in a
A
while.
hanger, all right.
Ayo.
The USS Dicker Prize. Is it set on? Is it set from Earth? Is Earth involved in this at all?
They didn't mention it. They do mention that the one city considers themselves like the true descendants of humans. So I'm wondering if part of the story you hear about is how these people migrated from Earth.
Or it could be Nern. It could be Elder Scrolls. There's
Could
humans
be
there.
us, Ross. Yeah.
I really doubt it. That no, I was just
What
that
if it was
sounds
after
about
the
right.
events of Fallout, of the different Fallout games?
I
And
mean, that
it's
could make sense. I mean, like it's Fallout in space with in the future.
right.
Like it could be.
Oh man,
But
there's just
that's
so much to unpack about the Starfield. I mean, the
yeah.
the way that they're going about the design for it, to have it like technology driven and like NASA themed, but kind of they kept using the word punk, like more punkish. And so like there is a little bit of style to it still. It's not just like,
Yeah.
cut out clean NASA style stuff.
Well, yeah. Like our NASA astronauts when they go to space with their guns and they're killing people, they're nerds.
Yeah, they
So
look like nerds.
The combat system, by the way, looked really fucking cool.
It did
Especially
look good.
for Bethesda. I was like, oh, okay.
I will for sure
Okay.
be getting the jetpack for my combat.
Well, who would? Is somebody not gonna get that? Oh
I
my
don't know,
God.
man. There's so many options that maybe you're going to be torn between some.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because I want a jetpack too, at least for a little while.
Yeah, like I don't know if I can
Find something
have
cooler.
everything active at all the same time. Like they may limit some of that stuff to prevent
Yeah.
you from being too just overpowered. But
I got a jetpack, and you're like, I got a transporter, personal like I can just teleport. Oh shit.
shit. Oh shit. But man, just the amount of exploration and time that I could sink into Starfield, I'm so excited.
Yep.
So come September,
Oh.
I might have to take another vacation. I know I'm taking a vacation next week. I might need another one for September.
It's okay. You're doing the smart thing and taking vacations to play games.
Play games. Yeah.
Yes, I know that's smart. Okay.
I might have accrued enough time to take like a day or two off though. That'd be kind of cool. Take a couple days off when it launches, and what I'm doing for Necrom actually that drops next week here for consoles. It got a little shine here in the Xbox Game Showcase as well, which was nice.
Did it? I didn't even see it pop up.
It did.
Must have missed that one.
They just played
Yeah.
the trailer for it, and it was pretty good. It's
Yeah.
what we were looking for.
Are you gonna make an Arcanist that week?
I will make an Arcanist. However, I plan to quest with my blade and do all the zone completion and questing and achievements hunting with my main blade. But I will be making an Arcanist as well. I'm going to be streaming a lot. In fact, we're going to be having a subathon here on the channel. When Necrom drops, we're going to be trying to just stream as long as we can. So make sure to tune in.
Awesome.
All the
I
new
will be there.
Necrom content.
I will be there. Dark will be there. Going, go Brew. Get that
We love
shit.
that.
You're not
I
at work, and
appreciate
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I can fuck up my sleep schedule as much as I want because I have the week off from work, and we'll be playing a lot of Necrom. Once we get past the first couple days, we may keep grinding Diablo on stream as well. And maybe some more Zelda, too, to cool off. We'll see. But we have a lot of gaming going on next week. I hope to see you guys here.
Dude, Google's pissing me off because I keep typing in Necrom, new things Necrom, and it's like, you mean Necron from Warhammer? Let me.
Well, you guys were just talking about Warhammer.
And I'm like, no, it's a totally different letter of the alphabet. It's right next to it and kind of looks like it, but it's different.
I mean,
It'd be fun, man.
There's not a lot in terms of changing meta for DPS sets, which is cool for most people. But obviously, meta's going to change. The overall meta of PvE endgame has to change. A new class is being introduced. That class is definitely going to be incorporated into meta.
And it's going to be OP for a while.
As a support, which is nice for us DPSers.
Yeah.
It's going to be OP.
Are you making a support when you make
No,
one?
mine's going to be a DD in the hopes that we then buff the DD because, it's a little underpowered for a new class. And so they say,
on DD?
I think it's actually pretty strong, but, like, it's not going to be...
Because, like, why would they put out usually they're overpowered because it's like when they put out a new class, you don't want it to be underpowered. Because then people are like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to play this shit. So it's like, make them powered and balance them a little bit later. I'm cool with that.
I think the highest is in the upper 120s for the parsing right now, in terms of Arcanist, which is where, a lot of classes are.
Not bad for a nerd with books.
Books. You book nerd. Get your glasses and read your books.
Just throwing books. 120.
The book beam looks intense.
Book beam. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like a Templar beam. Just.
Wow. And what is it? Spell crafting.
Turns out that wasn't it, huh? Remember when we talked about that for an episode of the podcast? We thought, spell crafting is going to be the new big thing they're announcing, right? That's what's coming.
Is it not? I just thought it was like an Arcanist thing or something.
It was a hoax.
There you go.
Dark. It was a hoax.
Yeah, I mean,
it was around when the game was first coming out, and we thought maybe it's a system they'll implement later. Or... Nah.
Damn.
See Crow versus Arcanist versus almost Alkosh DK. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have all kinds of support, but I'd imagine this Arcanist is going to be the tank or healer support. Since they... Yeah.
I mean, a shitload of Arcanists in Cyrodiil, huh?
There's going to be a lot.
PvP.
There's going to be a lot. I'm watching some PC streams. I'm trying not to spoil anything. It's like I haven't seen the new trial. I haven't seen much of the new zone because I'm trying to avoid that. But, everywhere they go, there's a bunch of Arcanists everywhere. He standing around in cities, at world bosses, and public dungeon, random normals, everybody has an Arcanist.
We haven't had a new class since like what 2018, 17, like
that Crow, right?
It's been a while.
So we're excited, and that's great. Yeah. I love how active the community is. Obviously, we're struggling a little bit on console at the moment. We're in that lull between for console, and it bums some people out. They go to play other games, and as we talked about earlier in the episode, there are so many games that ESO comes in cycles.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who will always be there? DarkBrue.
That's right.
We'll always be back.
Unless we're playing Starfield, but we'll be right back.
Be back. We're always going to come back to our old faithful ESO.
Absolutely. We're addicts, man, and we love it. So,
yeah, pretty much.
I want to see that Endless Dungeon later this year. I'm really looking forward to that.
So Endless Dungeon and the attunable master stations for the
Mm.
crafting.
Is
Big,
that
big,
coming
big, big deal.
later too?
That's
Is
a
the
Q3 thing,
station
yeah.
thing? Okay.
So we won't have that with Necrom instantly, but it is in the works.
Got the new 12-player trial known as Sanity's Edge. That's kind of cool. Cool
Dope
sounding.
name.
Sounds like it's gonna be hard as
The load screen looks dope.
shit.
Cool visuals.
It's the whole DLC set in Eastern Vardenfell, which I love, or Morrowind, I should say.
As Chief mentioned in chat earlier, it's Vardenfell for the third time.
It's considered okay. Yeah, well, it's
Well,
Morrowind
it's
too.
You have a little bit of like Dark Elf region when the game first dropped, and then Vardenfell was a true expansion
Yeah.
of Dark Elves, and now
Right.
we're the third time we're going to like Dark Elf stuff.
People love Dark Elves, man. I do. You know.
I know you do. There's gonna be new furnishings and a new house. Absolutely, Bebop. Which
The mushrooms I'm not too into, but whatever. Whatever.
Jerry likes those mushrooms.
Yeah.
We're trying to get on the podcast. Beast Jerry, good friend of ours, loves them mushrooms and also Dark Elf culture. Them
You're
Dunmer
making him
culture.
sound like a druggie.
He's not a druggie, promise you.
Yeah.
In-game mushrooms, not psychedelic IRL mushrooms.
Not at all.
No siree.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. I usually get done with the new DLC content in about a week.
Yeah, I'll see you a lot next week. It's great.
I might try to pace it this time a little bit. I don't know how that'll go.
I don't believe
I
you.
probably will fail. Well,
I
yeah,
don't believe
okay,
you.
It's fair, and I don't either really. But I want to try because I burn out because I love the game so much. I burn the fuck out on it. You know what I mean? And it's fine. I come back, but it's like I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Get the new.
I'm sure
mythics
I
like
will
the
see
first day.
so much Dark Side next week in Necrom.
Yeah, you betcha.
But woof.
A lot of stuff.
It's a lot of
Gaming
stuff, man. We ran through
palooza.
all of that.
It's a great time to be a gamer. It's the best time ever.
Jam-packed show. And our first live show.
Wow.
So thank you, all you DarkBrue fanatics.
I don't
Any
even
of
have to
my-
edit this later.
Yeah,
I
any
mean,
of the crew
Steve.
that's here. Yeah, we have to do very little on the back end, so we may start doing this here moving forward, or at least more frequently doing these live episodes.
No.
Because
Why not?
from my point of view, I think it works pretty well, buddy.
That was fun. I'm gonna have to get a green screen. Start doing some funky stuff.
I mean, you can use the Discord one, because I'm just picking up your
It's
Discord
so
video.
bad, dude. It's so bad. But you know what though? That kind of makes it cool to me that it's
You make
so
it
bad.
Neon City.
Hold on, let me do that real quick. Hold on. which thing is it again? Hold on, before we bid adieu. Nope, that wasn't it. Is that it? No. All right. Yeah, look, Cyber City, man. I'm gonna.
Yeah!
That's how bad it is.
With the Wumpus in the background. I forgot about the Wumpus. Yeah, it cuts off part of your hair. It's not the cleanest green screen. So yeah, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thank you for being here. Quick shout out to everyone who stopped by. Obviously,
Appreciate it. All the
Santi,
Twitch
Alexa,
viewers.
Trash Panda came by. We obviously had Chief, which is cool. My guy, Elder Prophet, jumped in. And of course,
Mhm, and if you're-
Angelara and Bebop, Shadooby.
Yeah, if you're watching this in the future too, we appreciate you. I'm talking to you, future person, but it's now for you. I know it's crazy.
So
But-
this will also be uploaded to YouTube again. Another perk of doing these live. Not only will it be on your favorite listening platforms, but we'll also be back actively adding to the YouTube channel again as well. Easier to share, right?
Yeah, people like to look at stuff.
And Darkseid talks a
Yeah.
lot with his hands.
Yeah, I'm officially like an Italian. I was adopted in a little while ago. So, yeah.
And hey, as we potentially get more guests, we'll try to do it live, incorporate a little extra video, perhaps, derhaps.
Capiche?
Capiche?
Yeah, forget about it. Don't forget about us.
Forget about us. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, get the notifications, comment,
Yeah.
do all the things. It helps us
Yes.
so much. Of course, check out our Twitches, our YouTubes, our socials. I'll be dropping the link below for all of you wonderful peoples. For those that are here in the live chat, here's my link tree if you want to check anything out now. So,
Tell a friend about us. Maybe one you don't like.
be a friend,
Maybe
tell
one
a
you do.
friend.
Yeah. Cool.
But we will
We
be
love you.
back, crew. I will be streaming my normal 8 p.m. stream time, so I will be starting up stream again here in about 45 minutes. Hope to see you then. In other words, let's game.